Well, it's a top of the morning to you. Beautiful day here in good old Timaru. Old winter's day. You wouldn't know that it's winter. It's just stunning. As the heading says, I'm still working on the Lippt regiment. We're starting to make inroads into it now. So just put a bit of the old metal on the gun. Funny, I was about halfway through the week thinking, these guys, there's not a heck of a lot left to do on these guys, but that's just surprised me. They just morning. Just seems to be lots of little bits to keep me going on it. So I keep painting. I'm hoping to have them finished this weekend, actually. And then what I might do is I might have a wee break and paint some of my winter World War II before I hit the brushes again for another job. Not sure. Maybe I'll finish up another batch of Greeks, eh? So what is the time? It's 8:32 in the morning here. Good old New Zealand. I get an hour's painting in, get some jobs done, and then I'll be back to painting all day long. So, hoping to get 7 or 8 hours of painting in today. Oh, can remember to do this bit here. G'day, buddy. How's it going, Matt? I'm chugging away on these fellas. I don't know what it is about Napoleonic figures, but they've always got something extra to do on them. There's no quick way about it. I see you've been busy on your own figures, Matt. Putting a few posts up. I might even hop on with you this afternoon, eh? All going well. Guess what? The sun has just decided to pop up. I'm just going to have to go and close a blind, I think. It's decided to come through the window. And it's really bright. That one. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's always fun popping on with the guys. Do you do any Napoleonics, Pat, or is it something that you're not really that into? Because you seem to be into a lot of stuff. No, I like the painting more than I probably do the playing of the game. And I do notice with you that if you don't like playing the game, you don't probably paint the figures. I must admit, I want to get these ones off the table. I want to get them finished. Had enough. Do something different. Actually thought I'd have them finished by now, but yeah, the same. They just seem to keep on cracking on, these guys. So I saw you back into the Japanese figures. Is that something that you just you got quite a bit of, and you just crack into every now and again, or have you made new purchases? What time of night? It must be night time over there, is it? Or because if you're on this afternoon, shouldn't you be asleep? Maybe you don't sleep. Maybe you're a vampire. That would make sense. Oh wow, 3:30. Oh my goodness, that'd be way past my bedtime, mate. Oh, I know. You were just waiting up for me, weren't you, buddy? God, you're so nice. Yeah, that electric conversation. Oh, that one's done. Caller number 2 is on the line. Would like to say welcome. Just painting away, doing a bit of metal at the moment. First coat. What have I got left to do on these? I've got a couple of greys on the bedroll, white around the lace to do. I've still got all the buttons to do. Green on the epaulets, pom-poms on the top, they're still got to be done. Some of those are green, some of those are red and white. What else we got? Got to finish off the shoes. They're only still with the black on them, and then I've actually put like another coat of black on after the spray. So yeah, white on the strap, that's got to be done. I'm just thinking, because the buttons are silver, I might black the buttons first before I put the silver on them. I never find that silver comes up that well if it's got like a white undercoat. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't stand out, because I mean the uniforms are like an off-white as it is. So you know, I want those buttons to kind of stand out a bit. And then I'm hoping by Monday I'll be able to send these guys on their way to their illustrious owner, along with the rest of the stuff that I've done. That'll be another job completed and finished. A chatty wee bunch today. I'm hoping to sell some of my stuff within the next couple of days. Still haven't got any bids on my my Egyptian army. I am asking $1,000 for it, but that's half the price if I had actually painted it, let alone the figures. So, but it's only worth that much if someone's willing to buy it. But I thought I'd sell it relatively reasonable price, because you know, I only need so much money. Also, I think there's 6 different lots, or 7 lots have now gone past reserve, but I do have 17 lots up, so still quite a bit to go. And that's probably only halfway through the auction, so we shall see. G'day mate, how's it going? Nice to have you on board this morning. Just a nice, beautiful, sunny winter's morning here in good old New Zealand, Timaru. We might hit like 14 today, maybe 15. Beautiful up the ski fields. Hopefully all is well where you are. As you can see, I'm doing the silver, or the gunmetal, first coat. My plan is to knock these guys off this weekend, but my plan was to knock them off during the week, so I haven't quite got there yet. It's funny how some figures you think, oh yep, nah, easy as, I'll have those done quickly, and they just keep hanging around on the table. That's what these guys have been. Notice there's a few touch-ups where I've run onto the face, actually onto the skin, which is something I don't normally do, but I think at least 3 that I've seen that I'm going to have to fix up on the chin. Little bits of white. I mean, I suppose you do with your own, but when you're painting figures for other people, you've got to make sure that you do those final checks, you know, make sure that everything's tip-top shape. Right, we've got 3 more to go on this colour. So what have you been up to? You painting much? A little bit quiet this morning in the chat. That's all right. It really doesn't really bother me too much, you know, because I hop on and I paint in the morning anyway. So I don't know, for some of you guys, you know, you might be at work and stuff, or you're painting yourself, so it's just a wee stuff going on in the background. Switch to laptop from the phone. Still hot, huh? Yeah. Not much fun when you're like you're trying to paint and it's so hot, you know, you got fans going and paint's drying. Pain in the butt. We've been told that we're going to be having a really hot, dry summer coming, not much rain or anything. So it'll be really interesting to see what does come. But the winter has been really mild, which is very strange. Right, I'm just going to go back through and check a couple of bits from behind. Did I do his? No, I didn't. Bet you I'm going to go through and there'll be a few of these chin straps and bits on the hat that I will have missed. So let's just go through them all as we go back. Oh, I've lost the wee combo. Yeah, I love it, student loan. Yeah, I had a friend that used to do his what they call Polytech over here. It's like, it's not university, but you still get funding and stuff for it. And yeah, his student loan and stuff used to pay for his miniatures and his gaming room tables and bits and pieces. It was quite a laugh. Alright, where are we going? Here's one. Gotta think about what am I going to do next. I should probably do the lace on the helmet, but I've been kind of putting that off. Don't really enjoy painting that, but I've done a few, but not that many. So far I've only missed one, that's not too bad. Nope, make it number 2. Yeah. Sounds like you got plenty of time later to make up for it. If you're at school, you must be younger than me, mate. It's funny, I was chatting with my wife and some friends the other day, and we were talking about the hobby, and my wife didn't even know that I actually did this because I had actually stopped collecting for a couple of years. Of course, when I got back into it, I was just as much of a maniac collector as I was beforehand, so it was a bit of a shock for her. That's the thing, is, like, for some of us, that when we do collect, boy, do we collect. Oh, there's one. Chin straps done. Done. We've done pretty good. Haven't missed hardly any. Very good. Yeah, I'm just making some Warlord Games British up at the moment, gluing them together. I'm gonna paint them up to sell. So just to make a little bit of extra cash. Just turned 21. Ah, you're just a baby. Plenty of years of fun gaming to go. I'm about to turn, well, 49 this year. I've been collecting miniatures since I was 7 years old. I've had 2 breaks from collecting those in that time. Cheers. Actually, I'm just going to change the brushes. So I want a smaller brush for this. The right one. Four layers of red to do on the lace here. This is my second. So for the first layer, I paint the whole lace with the black red. And then on this one, obviously, I'm starting the dot pattern, so to get a bit of break up of the lace. We've got 6 guys that have got red and white pom-poms. So once again, there'll be four layers. I always do 4 layers on my red because red's just one of those colors that can come out really dull if you don't do it right or enough. I know people have got different ways of doing it. It's just the way I do. And when it's finished, it's really sharp and bright. I'm not so good at painting a dull red. with this. Well, I mean, that system doesn't really work for a dull red. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 more hiding in there somewhere. Somewhere. Go. Here's one. And there's the other one. I'll get around. So what I'll do is after this, I think I'll do the green pom-poms, which has had green pom-poms have had dark camo green on them. I think might be a German camo green. And then I'm going to do Luftwaffe green next, if I can find it, which should be over here. The first one was German camo dark green, and the next one's going to be Luftwaffe green. I think. Yeah, that'll be the one we'll use. So I've already done like the coats on the tail stuff on there. Hopefully it doesn't look too dull on the picture. It does on my screen. It looks a bit not very sharp. But... oh well. Drink of the coffee, which is stone cold. Lovely. So we just kind of just pat it around. I want to cover up all of the first one. Right, we just get all these guys here at the road. Yeah, so we've got about 32 figures to complete. Hopefully today, if not tomorrow. Here the neighbourhood's just starting to wake up. Where are we? Just about 9 o'clock. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I don't do a lot of layers for my white. I normally just do sky grey as my base coat for my white. I tried doing like lots and lots of different layers, but I just kept mucking it up all the time. So generally I'll just use sky grey when I'm doing white pants. With these guys, I've done because the uniform is it's not actually white, it's ivory. I've done it in ivory. The belts, I've done it with a slightly darker grey. I did it with light grey, and then I did white over top of the light grey because I just wanted to make sure that it had I didn't want an ivory base on it. I wanted to make sure that the white had a really nice grey underneath it, so it did stand out just a little bit more. But when I'm doing pants like that guy, I just do that has just got sky grey underneath. And so what I do is first thing I do is I paint a square for the knee, each knee. Then I do around here, around the crutch, and depending on what the figure has, like some for the British and things, or even these guys, you get to do the wee bits here on the trousers, and there's quite a defined line down here, so I just separate it out here, and then it's quite defined around here. So I just paint in what's there, but I always do. I know a lot of people don't actually do the knees, but I actually really quite like doing the knee. So just paint the knee. When I'm doing other colours, I do 3 colours, but when I do whites, I just do a white. I mean, I spend a while trying to do what some of the other people were doing, where they'll start with like a light grey or medium sea grey, and then work up to the next one, which was the sky grey, and then the white. But I just seem to muck up every time. On some of the 40mm figures, what I did is I started with the sky grey, and then I started out with a really watered down white, and so then just built the white up with multiple layers, and that gave different definition, and kind of a lighting effect that way. So that was another way of actually getting the different colours. But I think with whites, it's the biggest thing is getting the water to paint ratio, because if you don't get it right, you get like a chalky white, and that's still, I mean, that's easy to get if you're not super careful. I mean, so far I'm happy with my whites, and most of the people that I haven't had anyone complain saying that they didn't like the whites, so that's the biggest thing for me. And when I start doing my my Russian army, I suppose, and my French army again, I'm going to have lots of white to do, lots of white to practice on. So most other colours, if not all other colours, I do 3 layers. Generally, I find that it's not until the 3rd layer of paint that the figures start to pop, to really kind of jump out at you. You know, quite often I'll put the 2nd layer on and I'm thinking, this looks ugly. But by the time you put the 3rd layer on, it's like, oh, okay, that works. And in my job as a printer, it's the same thing when I'm doing 4-color printing. The 4th color is black, but it's the 3 colors that make all the rest of the colors, and it's those colors. You know, it's when you put the 3rd color on that it always jumps out, and you go, oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's go back to these ones here, the red ones. Oh, just lost the paint off the side. What I'm going to do is get those red ones out, and I'm going to put the sky grey on first. Just top of a brush just fell into the wee paint tray. Okay, so yeah, so sky grey on first. So probably either out of picture or out of focus. Some birds up on top of the skylight. We're chasing bugs. Just right above me. So I'll paint this, then I'm going to start on the beard of the sapper, which I was going to do grey, but I've decided to make him a blondie. So we'll start work on making him blonde, then we'll come back and we'll do the 3rd layer of red, and then we'll do the 3rd layer of green as well. Okay, so the first layer for where are we? That we're in focus now there. First layer for the blonde for me is an English uniform. Right, I'm just going to get a better brush for that one. Okay, so I'm going to paint the whole area that's going to be this beard in English uniform, and any other here, obviously. Yeah. Can't really see any of the hair behind. Just make sure we've got all of that. Okay, so that's the first color to make the blondie. So now while that's drying, we find the paint for the third layer of red, which is going to be scarlet. Oh, we've gone down to no people, but that's all right, doesn't matter. I'm still painting away. Okay, so we're putting scarlet on now. Oops, we're not actually putting it on, doing that. There we go. You might be looking going, I can't see any difference. There is. And the idea here is that the model on the table, for me, needs to look good from a distance. And then when you get closer, so you get drawn to it by what it looks like from a distance. But when you get closer to have a look at it, then you start to see the real detail. And that's what I'm aiming for in my painting. Because these are pom-poms, I'm actually putting dots on here instead of painting solids. Other than that, right, but I'm just trying to cover up a bit of white that went over my red. Another colour to go on yet, so I can. That thing was my daughter's fiance playing a game. Still feel too young to have one son married and a daughter getting ready to get married next year. Right, So that's that bit. I don't have any white out, so I'm gonna bump the camera. Chuck a figure up while we're not that, not that there's much there to look at. Sorry. I'll put some white out. I know I've got some straps to do, but I'm going to go look white on the finger. I'm going to go and find my towel. A bit of paper. Oh, towel's over there. Excuse me. Right, should always have my towel out anyway. Right, let's just fix it. So this is once again sky grey with white on top. And I'm going to have to probably touch up black after this. It's quite hard to get all the lace. That's done. I mean, you don't have to dot it all if you don't want to. You could try and drag a brush over it, but it's not going to quite have the same effect. If you've got the time, you might as well give it a crack. Okay. I'm actually sure I've got the right brush for doing this. Probably a bit small. Right, change my brush. I think sometimes you think smaller brush for smaller work, but if your brushing's too small, you don't have enough paint on it, and it actually just is too hard. Right. Here's another one. bit time consuming doing this. But as I said earlier in the video, kind of been putting it off. Once it's done, it's a big part of what's actually been left to do on the figures. Oh, come on. Like most of you guys are headed off to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning, which is, I suppose, fair enough. Funny because sometimes I hop on in the morning and it's full on. There's people everywhere. Not today. These are Perry miniatures, and they're actually really nice minis. In the Confederation of the Rhine figures, there's a lot of colours, a lot of real interesting troops. So, thinking of adding something to your force, your polygonic force. Let's say these guys are quite cool, quite worth it. Cool, we had 2, then we had 1. Sorry guys if this isn't totally interesting, but the lace has to be done. And oh my goodness, this is only number 6. 6 out of 32. There's a tad more to go. I mean, it's probably not one of the bits that I enjoy too much, but it really does have to be done on these guys. So, That's the first 6 done. Sorry if I'm not very chatty today. I'm kind of concentrating. It's always easier to be chatty when there's actually people on and they're actually asking questions and stuff. But I know you can't have it all the time. Here's another one. I just realised on this guy, I got some paint out for the second colour because I forgot to do that part of the green. There we go. Oh, that's my phone telling me that someone's on Twitter looking at my stuff. I only really started using Twitter lately, but oh my goodness, it's gone mad. What I should do, just remember there's one of these guys in here that I missed the strap, and before I get bored of doing this, because even though I'm going to have all this lace done today, if I carry on doing it all day long, I'm kind of going mad. So I'll have to split it up a bit. Two other wee bits. Like if I do maybe 10 figures at a time. Do this one here while we're at it. What's the time? Okay, I've actually got to keep going. My wife forgot her lunch today. So I'm going to drop it off and then I'm going to head up to my parents' house and I'm going to be back painting later on this afternoon on Rocky's war room. Just a quick one this morning. I mean, it's not terribly exciting, but if you do these guys, it's just part of what you got to do. So there's another figure. They are coming along. So if you've been watching, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm going to carry on into these guys and get them done today. See you later.